to Kelly Fletcher interview 1. You are friends with Lily?
Yes. We met when she first came to town and hit it off right away, you know.
How close were you?
She shared a lot of secrets with me, so pretty close, I think.
What sort of secrets?
Oh, girly stuff, mostly, you know.
No, Miss Fletcher, I don't know.
I don't mean she had any deep, dark, dirty secrets or anything. I'm just saying that we confided in each other like women do, so I think you could say we were close friends.
So did she confide anything that might be relevant to her murder? Like why someone would want her dead?
I don't know about wanting her dead, but I know her neighbours didn't really like her that much after Lily found out she was having an affair with Joe.
You mean Nicole Webb, with Lily's late husband, Joe? When?
Lily didn't know exactly when it started, but it finished not long before Joe died. Like days before, you know. Lily suspected it had been going on for almost 2 weeks before it ended, and I told Joe to pack his things and get out. But he begged for another chance. She eventually agreed, but on one condition, that she sell the house and move. He agreed and told Nicole it was over, and then he died a couple of days later. I think the timing of his death was a bit suspicious, you know. You should look into that.
You think Nicole had something to do with Joe's death? Or Lily?
Well, I don't think Lily had another. I don't think Lily had anything to do with it. She loved Joe. Otherwise, why would she agree to give him another chance? You know.
How did Nicole take the break-up?
Badly, I think. She didn't talk to Lily for ages. We ignored her, and if they saw each other in town. Not that Lily cared, and she never liked her. She thought she was a snoop and a gossip, you know. Eventually, Nicole started talking to her again, but she was always snippy, even when we had lunch the day Lily died.
You had lunch with Nicole?
Yes, Lily, Nicole, Sophie, and I all had lunch at the Manor the day of the murder.
Why would Lily invite Nicole if she didn't like her?
I have no idea.
What time was lunch?
1:30 for about an hour.
And you were here at the Manor most of the day. What were you doing?
Reading, mostly. I've got this great new novel that I just can't put down. I had coffee with Lily, and then when I first arrived at 11. Then the developer guy came around noon. I started preparing lunch while Lily was in the garden with him. Then we had lunch after that, and I sat on the deck reading all afternoon. In fact, it was dark when I came inside, and I didn't realise it. The porch light must have come on when it was too dark. That's pretty cool, huh?
Very. What did you talk about at lunch?
Mostly the sale of the manor and the property development. Nicole thought it was a terrible idea, and Sophie encouraged Lily to sell it.
And what did you think about it?
I didn't think it was a good idea, but it's not my business, you know. I'm a history teacher, and I've lived here all my life, and the manor is an important building in the area, so I wasn't keen on the property development part. But I understand why Lily had to sell it. I just hope it wasn't to him.
The porch was an excellent view of the gazebo and the gardens. Did you see anyone during the afternoon?
Sure, though I was pretty engrossed in my book, so I wasn't paying attention that much to anything. But I couldn't help but overhear Thomas on the phone. I don't think he knew I was nearby, because he was using some pretty choice language. He was talking to his work and got fired.
What made you think he was fired?
The part where he said, "You assholes can't fire me. I'm your best salesman," kind of gave it away. I'm pretty sure he was drunk too. He was in the garden. He was really loud and slurry with his words. But you know. Then we walked off into the garden, and after the call, and he was walking away. So I don't know.
Did you see anyone else?
Well, Sophie walked past after Thomas left. She looked like she was following him, you know, kind of looking a bit sneaky. And then I saw Matthew going to the pool house. It was close to 6:30 because I was just getting up to do from the pool side. Then I lost sight of him. So I don't know whether he went into the house or the dining room when we were meeting for drinks.
You were the first into the house for drinks?
Yes. Then Nicole arrived, and then Matthew just after that. A few minutes later, Sophie came in, and then Thomas. We were waiting there when we heard the sirens.
Is there anything else you think might be important?
I don't know if it's important, but it's interesting. When we arrived for coffee with Lily this morning, she was furious when I asked her what was wrong. She told me Thomas had given her a golden locket and professed his undying love for her.
Thomas, her brother-in-law, do you know if they'd ever been in a relationship?
Apparently Thomas had pursued her when they were younger, but she's never been interested in him and rejected him. She didn't think much of it after that, but apparently he still has feelings for her. It was a beautiful locket, but she was so angry she threw it on the kitchen bench.
Is that what she was angry about when David Anders arrived? He mentioned she seemed distracted.
Yes, probably. She was still slicing at the mail furiously when the letter opened when we arrived, you know.
Can you think of anything else I need to know, Miss Fletcher?
I don't think so.
Very well, thank you. You've been a big help.